You know, it was only like 2 days ago that I found out that everyone was dressing up for this event. Now, in defense to a lot of people, including my great assistant, I probably wasn't listening that well. And she reminds me, as well as my wife, that listening is something I need to work on. The only challenge is that list keeps growing of things I need to work on, so it's just prioritizing right now. So I'm trying to figure some things out, and that's one of them. But in doing so, it made me think I gotta talk about back to school, right? Here's the funny thing. So today, there's been at least 10, 12 people that came up to me and said, I bet you dressed just like that in high school. It's funny because you guys probably believe that. So it's amazing how people evolve over a period of time. Yeah, kind of like that, but much better looking. In high school, I was a little bit different of a character in a number of ways. One being that I really did not like school at all. Other than maybe the recess and playing basketball and talking to people and lunch and all that. But the actual purpose to be there, you know, the whole classroom education thing going on, I hated. So most days was me in a hoodie, head down, sleeping on the desk. Right? My teachers love that, by the way. I think what they said is something that if he applied himself, he would be that much better. My parents heard that quite a bit. So fast forward one day, I'm sitting in a classroom, and one of my amazing teachers, and I say that in a very sarcastic way, who each day our curriculum was read a chapter, take a test. You guys remember that? Read a chapter, fill out a test. It's not like today where they have AI, they don't have to write anything, they just tell the computer what to do. She decided that she wanted to actually interact with the class that day. I don't know, maybe she had some caffeine or something. And she said, we're gonna go around the room, and I wanna know what you all wanna be in the future. What do you think your goals are? What are you gonna accomplish in the future? One by one, we go around the classroom. You know, one kid comes up and is like, I wanna be a lawyer. Stands up, wanna be a lawyer, and she's like, great job, Johnny. You just gotta study, apply yourself, 7 years of college, and you can be that. Great. Next person goes, I want to be a doctor. Well, Susan, you could be a doctor, and I believe in you. Goes around the room, I want to be a professional basketball player. Well, hey, you're on the team, that's great. Keeps going around and around. I got my head down looking at everyone like, great. She calls me, Brian. And I go, I don't know, I want to be a millionaire. And she says, I can't make this up, I still remember this day, she goes, Brian, we are talking about realistic goals here. Okay? This is not a joke. So I looked at her, I said, no, I'm gonna be a millionaire. And she's like, no, Brian, we have to be realistic. You know what, never mind. And she went on. And I thought in that moment, I was like, how the hell do you know what I'm going to be, right? And I was like, because I haven't applied myself reading your one chapter and filling out the multiple choice in the back because I didn't understand how this would apply to my future? Great. So it was almost this mantra I had that says, just watch. Now, as life progressed, that story didn't change a lot, right? It didn't matter. I could dress like this, I could talk well, it didn't matter how I evolved. What I realized is that journey is going to be filled with a lot of people like that. Maybe not all is blatant. Some says, yeah, you can't do that, you won't accomplish that, no, you're too young for that, no, you're not experienced enough. Or maybe it was something more subtle. A lot of times it's something subtle, oh yeah, it's a good goal, but you know what? You know, maybe take a little bit less risk, or you know, it's okay if you don't go for that, or you know, that's really hard, you know. And some people may even be close to you. Some people that might care about you, that maybe in their mind they think they're protecting you by saying, hey, you know, don't do that, don't take the chance on that, because what if? What if? So as I progress down this journey, as I assume all of you guys have, you start to run against those individuals, and in time you start to believe it. You start to hear it over and over and over. So I realized something. The only way that I was going to achieve what I said in the room, and I always forget, whether it was a millionaire, whether it's being in great shape, whether it was being successful, being a great parent, being a great spouse, being a great friend, impacting the world, whatever it is, however I was going to achieve that, was not listening to the noise around me. It was listening to what was in my head. But I first had to condition and program what was in my head to the right message. Because if I listened to all the noise, everything everyone was saying, sure, that teacher would have been absolutely right. And her mindset, as I've later found out, she was happy if I could even find a job. Congratulations. But for me, if I embraced that and I believed that, she would have been right. And so would have every other person that I heard along that journey. So it started with the mindset, and I realized that real quick and at a young age. And some of it was just sheer defiance. Just watch. Just watch. I'm going to prove you wrong, just watch. But it evolved to something where I recognized that your mind is a powerful place. And the only way that you're going to be able to truly dictate your future in the direction you want to go is to align it with your mind. So what does that mean? You want to be healthy? Say, I'm going to be healthy. You want to be successful? I'm going to be successful. You want to be a great father, great mother, great sister, great brother? I'm going to be great at that. You have to believe that. Every part of you has to understand that. And any deviation from that will not get you to that goal. So what it started with for me, and it may sound corny, it may sound cheesy, but it's looking in that mirror and believing what I'm looking at. Because if you don't believe the person that's in the mirror, there ain't no way in hell anyone else is going to believe it. So if that person in the mirror says, I am going to be successful, I am going to be great, I am going to accomplish something that nobody around me believes I can, and that person says that, and you look at that person in the mirror and says, I believe you, then it does not matter what anyone else thinks. It does not matter what anyone around you says. All that matters is that person you believe in. So I want you to do me a favor. I want everyone to close their eyes for a second. I want you to look into the future, and I want you to see yourself. I want you to see yourself in the way that you want to be. I want you to start with the person you are and the impact of those around you. How are you as a friend? How are you as a family member? How are you as a coworker? Or just a person in this community? I want you to see the way you interact with people. See the way you make people feel. I want you to see where you're at in your career, where you're at in your life, where you're at in your health. I want you to see everything you've ever wanted in life, and I want to see you in that photo, in that vision, and you're there. You're finally at the top of that mountain. Now open your eyes. Now that person right there that you just saw, you have to see it every day. That's the key. They say it all the time, if you want to achieve, you must first see, and I'm telling you right now, if when you look in that mirror, if you see that image every day, you're going to head on the path to that. And I'm telling you, every day is not going to be easy. It'll be filled with obstacles. It'll be filled with disappointment. Filled with people telling you, you can't do it. But you're going to look in that mirror, and that person that you just saw, you're going to say, I believe you. I believe who you are because I am that person. Whether I'm that person today, I'm that person tomorrow, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years down that road, damn it, I will be that person no matter what anyone has to say. Hands down, because I believe. And one day, you're going to be standing on the top of that mountain, being that person that you sought out to be in every morning you said you would. And people around you are going to say, wow, that person's lucky. But in that moment, only you will know what it took to get there. Only you will know how long and how hard that road was. But what you saw is what you became. Thank you all very much.